My people, it's about that time.
Like a boss.
Live from the USA, helping you get paid every day. This is the boss of Bitcoin, the Cristo of crypto. It's your boy BK. And if you don't like me, you must not like money. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Today, I will be doing a live technical analysis as long as a crypto news update on Binance and Ripple XRP. I think these are two very big coins in the market. Both have run into some turmoil as of late. And so we're going to be reviewing the events, the news, and some chart action to see if either one of those is a buy and how you can make some money and profit as a result. So if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, baby. You are now rocking with the best. My name is BK, also known as the Crypto Trader, and I'm the boss of these charts, as you will soon find out. Every day I grace this microphone with my voice is another day you can profit as a result, and today is no exception. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe right now, turn the notifications on. I try to do these videos as often as possible whenever I see some major market action and an opportunity for you to make some money. So again, hit that thumbs up button. I certainly do appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that this is indeed quality content. So here we go. This was kind of the first major news event, I think, that worked against Binance BNB. Now, if you don't know what Binance is, it's one of the top crypto exchanges in the world. I think if you go over to coin market cap, Binance is definitely top 5. Let's see. Well, the coin itself, BNB coin, is $45 billion market cap. But when you talk about the exchange, the liquidity, yeah, this is the number one exchange in the world, doing about $16 billion every day, right? And I believe it has more than 350 coins listed on it. And again, it's basically the go-to for access and liquidity on the blockchain whenever you want to trade or purchase crypto blockchain utilities, right? Assets. I'm sorry, blockchain-based assets, right? But one of the big events that they did back in early 2021, going all the way back, I think, to November of 2020, they started shutting down U.S. accounts. This was, I think, a move that they did in order to kind of facilitate the process of bringing over customers for their Binance.us. They have two websites, Binance.com, which is the regular one, and then Binance.us. And Binance.us is the infrastructure that they set up for United States customers. But what they didn't tell people is that if you're using Binance.com, by the way, we're going to lock you out of your own account and freeze the money that's held inside of it if you don't transfer it over to Binance.us in 14 days, right? And this happened back in November 2020. That was one thing I think that kind of deviated from their normal business practices and adversely affected the price. In addition to that, I think one of the things that happened was another platform started getting a lot of customers. And I actually talked about this in my video yesterday, Best Altcoins for 2021. I said what coin I think could definitely break out during the other half of 2021 due to this transfer of customers from Binance into their platform. So if you want to know what that coin is, just check out the video I did yesterday. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't done it, make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. I certainly do appreciate it. Now, this is more recent news right here. Binance most recently, and this is CNBC. Sometimes they don't let me pull up the video. It looks like this one is fine. Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. Yeah, see, they want me to turn off my ad blocker. I'm certainly not going to do that. So we'll jump over to CNN, right? Basically, they have been banned from the United Kingdom, right? It says Britain's financial regulator has banned Binance, one of the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchanges. Let's shut this chick off real quick. One of the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchanges from offering certain services in the country. Well, we just talked about it, is the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. Number one at 16 billion and counting every day. Trading cryptos is not directly regulated in the United Kingdom because, you know, the government is always looking out for your best interest, and they have the smartest people in the world doing it on your behalf. But other related activities, such as selling derivatives, do require approval. The move against Binance is the latest in a series of crackdown by regulators. You better stay broke and use this fake debt-based fiat currency our bankers paid us for you to use, or else we will come after you, right? That's been the narrative for the better part of 10 years. The Financial Conduct Authority ordered Binance Market Limited to retain records related to UTA customers. The company has until Wednesday to display a notice on its website that reads, Binance Market Limited is not permitted to undertake blah, 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 blah. And they're talking about the price of Bitcoin has been adversely affected. Essentially, this is an accessibility play, right? We do live in a kakistocracy. If you're not familiar with the term, look it up. I believe it begins with a K, K-A-K-I-S-T-A-C-R-A-C-Y, something like that. Maybe. Here it goes right here. Kakistocracy. Government by the worst. That is very, 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 very accurate for the status quo in today's world. As I mentioned, we have the smartest people in the world working in government, and they're always looking out for your best interest. So here we are with Binance. They're just saying, you know, we want to make sure it's safe. We want to make sure it's regulated. We want to make sure it's taxed. And until it is, we want to make sure it's KYC. We want to make sure you're not a terrorist harboring Bitcoin dollars on that Binance exchange. And until it is, we just won't allow anybody to use it, right? Nonetheless, the price has remained relatively stable, right? Again, this is BNB to the BTC. This is the boss method on a 343. Three simple moving averages, a 7, a 77, and a 231. And if you don't know how to chart like a boss, just type it in the Big Brother. Watch the first couple videos. You will be well on your way to getting paid on the blockchain. And we'll say it one more time for the people in the back. Subscribe right now. Turn your notifications on. Let's go ahead and make this money. So Binance, as we know, had a major breakout prior to its removal of US-based accounts. I don't know how that exactly happened, but I think they were actually burning a lot of coins. Let's look up that too. Binance burns coins, right? Yeah, they burned a total of 100 million Binance. Yeah, the 15th burn, right there, April 15th, right? They burned 1 million Binance, looks like $500 million worth of tokens. And that was back April 15th, right? So that was somewhere over here, which is basically an aggregate shock to the supply, which in turn artificially increases the price, right? Now, we have a few things going on with Binance since during that, and that's crazy because that's almost the exact day that Bitcoin started selling off. I think Bitcoin started selling off on the 12th. Binance burned their tokens on the 15th. I don't think that was coordinated or planned. I'm just, you know, I just remember these certain pivot points around these days. Now, the thing about Binance is this is called a bearish wedge, right? This is kind of the pattern you see with a lot of charts right now, to where it broke out into a big runoff, and now Bitcoin, I think the artificial sell-off on Bitcoin has pushed a lot of these charts down. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, how long will this suppression last, and is it baked into the chart? Will it go up or go down as a result afterwards? I think this is still yet to be seen. Binance, to be honest, doesn't have much critical support at the price it's at right now. Let's look at this thing. So for example, if we fall another 10% from where we're at right now, we really don't have anything on this side of the chart that will catch it. Whenever you want market resilience, you have to have some type of hook, some type of intersection over here. Otherwise, you can see a very, very, very big fall. And I think that's the problem with this chart right now, is that if we do fall, right, it will be probably down to 6,700, which it already did once, right? When it was over here, right? That was a very big sell-off. What happened over there, right? This was May. Binance dropped 40 damn %. And the candles right there just bounced right above that 1.6, right? So as long as we're holding inside that white box, as long as we don't make a lower low, right there, which is about 8,000 Satoshis, as long as we stay north of that, we should be good. But if for some reason we do close a day or two below 8,000 Satoshis, and even this last little hook right there, that last little point looks like it's down at 7,700 Satoshis, if we close lower than that, then you'll probably see Binance fall to this point right here, which is below 7,000. So that's going to be a substantial drop. But if we are able to catch, then I think Binance can have a substantial run given the positive return of the altcoin market. As I've stated in other videos, I think what's happening right now, the depression and suppression of these major cap altcoins has absolutely nothing to do with the altcoin by itself, but on the other hand, actually has everything to do with the price of Bitcoin. For example, if we just look at this chart right here, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. For the first part of April, Bitcoin dominance fell. This was actually a very, very, very good time in the market. We made some money on the altcoins. When Bitcoin dominance fell, altcoin dominance rose. That means the price of those altcoins generally went up on average. However, since then, Bitcoin has had a considerable market increase, and now as a result, some of these altcoins are under pressure. Now, Bitcoin has increased dominance, decreases price, and is just the worst case scenario for a lot of these altcoins. So if Binance falls, more than likely, what does that mean? That means Bitcoin's price has fell below, say, 30,000, and the market is tumbling down farther, right? But most certainly, make no mistake about it, it is not good news when you get banned from the UK. It is not good news when about 20 to 30% of your active US-based accounts leave your program, your platform, and it's not good news. You know, when you lose, I think Binance lost probably about 30, what did we say, about 40% on one swing inside 7 days, right? So right now this thing is still trying to figure out which way it wants to go, and it's yet to be seen, but I think a lot of it depends on Bitcoin, BTC. Let's talk about Ripple XRP. This one is like the black sheep of the blockchain. I tell you what, not too many people like Ripple, including the smartest men in politics, as I mentioned. SEC charges Ripple and two executives with conducting 1.3 billion unregistered securities, right? And I remember hearing, I think a year or two ago, Ripple XRP, you have to understand that, you know, these big billion-dollar conglomerates, they play these money games to where, you know, regular people wouldn't even know that this stuff was possible. But Ripple has the Ripple Foundation, and essentially that's the entity that kind of controls the money of Ripple. It's like, you know, it's like like Warren Buffett saying he's gonna give all his money to charity, but it's actually his charity and his whole family is employed. And, you know, it's like taking money out of one pocket that's taxable and put it in the other pocket that's not taxable. You see what I'm saying? This is what churches do, this is what charities do, and this is what foundations do for these huge multi-billion-dollar industries. Anyways, the Securities and Exchange Commission announced today that it's, and I remember hearing, I'm gonna go back to finish that thought. I remember hearing that Ripple they were making it very, very, very difficult for them to get a trading license in the state of New York. Like, you got to understand, New York is like the kings of New York. That's where Granddaddy, what's his name, King Bobblehead play at. That's where Granddaddy Buffett play at. You know, that's where the gangs in New York live, like literally. You know, and Ripple, they weren't trying to give Ripple a security license, a trading license, and all this and that and third. And then they just finally went and sued them because Ripple was basically shopping it out. They were saying, well, we can go to Singapore, we can go to Malta, you know, we can take all this money and make our own country. And they were like, well, no, you can't. According to the SEC's complaint, Christian Larson, the company's co-founder, executive chairman, and the board, and former CEO, raised capital to finance the company's business. The complaint allegates that Ripple raised funds in the beginning of 2013 through the sale of XRP as unregistered security. That's the biggest, most notable term I think a lot of these companies could have an issue with. And Ripple is kind of like the black sheep, the one that they're painting an example of for everyone else to see. The patsy. They call it the patsy. What's the patsy? Let's use this as a teachable moment. We already learned what a cacostocracy is, which is our current form of government, right? Cacostocracy, worst people in charge. What is a patsy? A patsy, a person who is easily taken advantage of, being cheating or blamed for something. No, a person who has been chosen to be the fall guy for an action, right? If you remember, lucky number 11, boom, boom, right? The patsy was the guy in the wheelchair, right? In the beginning of the movie, this is the patsy, right? He's the one that get his neck snapped and the whole movie start because this guy died, right? Also, they talk about when JFK was shot, the guy that they claim shot JFK, he was the patsy, he was the fall guy. Somebody's gotta die, you know what I'm saying, for justice to be served. Please remember, justice is blind. Meaning, justice don't give a fuck if you right, wrong, or indifferent, but somebody gotta die. Justice didn't see nothing. She just know that the scales better be, somebody gotta get that sword. You know what I'm saying? That's all justice knows, right? And so Ripple is essentially the patsy of the blockchain for the entire world for $1.3 billion, coming at the hands of the gangs in New York. And this is major news. This is gonna set a precedent for what's allowable, acceptable, and expected when it comes to these major blockchains and again, cacostocratic regulation, right? Get used to that word. It's relevant. We're here, right? Expect to see XRP rebound if Ripple settles with the SEC. And what is this about? Again, it's about money. $1.3 billion. So the $64,000 question is, how much money will Ripple have to pay? Number one, not to go to jail, even though rich people really don't go to jail. They buy the jails. But number two, to allow the price of their asset to go back up, right? And so let's look at XRP right now. This is a much more tattered chart. I had to go out all the way to a daily on Ripple. Like, you can see this thing just comes in waves. It's just like bam, bam, bam. It's like schizophrenic Ripple. And that's why I said it's like bipolar. It's like you either love it or you hate it. It's either making you money hand over fist or it's one of the worst coins in the market, point blank, period. And so it's like I try to draw a technical analysis on this thing, but I really can't even do it. So let's just, and what I noticed about this chart is that even for, like, say the past, what is this, going all the way back to 2020? Like, look at that. Like, this has little to no variance whatsoever. On a 7 hour, we jump into a 343, the variance is probably smaller, right? Outside of this one little area, and I think that's when the lawsuit was first announced. It had, another 20-30% drop, 70% drop down here. We've recovered considerably since then, so that shows the market is basically flatlined and stabilized. But essentially right now, it's more or less a dead asset. I do not think this is worth swing trading and speculating on. If anything, if I was a investor, you know, and I had some money to play with, and I knew somebody on the inside that was working this SEC case, and he said, well, you know, they might be coming to a deal on that thing, because that's basically all this investor place is saying. They just, you know, they just need to come up with a deal for the SEC. How much money do we have to pay you? $100 million? Fine. Done. You know what I'm saying? And the price goes back up 30, 40, 50%. I think at some point that will happen. That will be the case. Like, Ripple is not dead. They're literally just kind of dragging it out, dragging it into the ground, and delaying the process of the price increasing and other consumers being able to make money on it. You have to remember, a lot of people, you know, when they get into crypto trading, a lot of people start to look up these prices and the different coins and what they could do. And a lot of people want to bet on the house, put their money where the house is at. And that's where XRP is. XRP is basically going to replace, or theoretically designed to replace, the SWIFT network. What is the SWIFT network? Let's look it up. The SWIFT network is the digital network that the banks have used since, I believe, 1973, right? LexisNexis, and it is archaic as can be, but it's built and designed to send tens, hundreds of millions of dollars back and forth between these huge fiduciaries, financial institutions, countries, you know, JP Morgan, TD Ameritrade, Chase, Wells Fargo, you name it. The SWIFT network has been supplementing the transfer of money back and forth. Now we have blockchain technology, and we know there are about 50 utilities that can beat the SWIFT network faster, cheaper, more secure right now. However, these banks still use the SWIFT network. Well, Ripple was designed to replace the SWIFT network. I'll just be honest. It was designed to replace the SWIFT network. Now, they did run into some problems with their compatibility and their usability, and then I think they had some personnel issues, you know, and so it's gotten kind of like a bad rap over the years. And then you had other coins come out that can do the job better, cheaper, faster, you know, and so now it's like, and now they got this SEC lawsuit. So essentially, they just been kicked in their chest for the better part of 2 years on the blockchain and have not had substantial gains since then. Well, here's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Which is the better buy right now, Binance or XRP? And I'll tell you, there are two different answers. As an investor, I would say Ripple is the better buy right now. And actually, as a speculator, I would say Ripple is the better buy. Ripple probably has, I would say, a 60% chance of going up in price, you know, with a healthy market. I'm not going to say it's going to lead the market, but I would say Ripple has about a 60% chance of going up 100% on the next market recovery, on the next altcoin bull market, right? But as I mentioned, it's been about 6 months, you know, not making any money. Right, so if I had some money to lock up, say for like a year or 2 years or 3 years, then yeah, put it on XRP, forget about it, and let the you know, the CJBs play their big money games, and you know, once they figure out a deal, then you know the price of XRP is gonna go back up. If I was a trader, which I am, I would put it all on Binance BNB. I would use the boss method, which we already know. I would put a stop loss right here at that lowest low at 7,700, and I would let that thing ride. I would say as long as Bitcoin is above 30 grand, which it is right now, as long as Binance is above 7,700, then we should be able to ride the next wave higher. And I know for a fact, once we break about 10,000, which is right here, once we break above that line, then we'll probably be running all the way up there, right? So it's a pretty easy buy. You know, you have this level, this wedge basically built into the price of Binance. So this thing is a much better setup. It's already had big gains. I tell you, it's 3 parts to any given cycle: breakout, breakdown, flatline. What comes next? Breakout, breakdown, flatline. What comes next? Bam! And so once we make, and then also once you make a double top, which is a bullish indicator for crypto. So say we already topped out right there. Once we get back up there, guess what? Boom, boom. Now you break through that 3-2 and you can hit your head on the 4-2, and that's a major gain, right? That's big money right there. That's another 80% on its next big run. Right now, granted, again, Ripple can easily make 160%. I showed you on that last chart, but I think Binance is set up more feasibly to make about 60% in the more foreseeable immediate future. Right? So that is the boss method analysis. If I was an investor, I would pick up XRP for the next 18 months. If I'm a trader, which I am, I would be looking at Binance inside of about 6 weeks, right? So if you want to learn how to trade with the boy BK, this is what I do. I've been doing this for quite some time. One of the OGs in the game, 500 videos strong, growing every day. Jump on over to bossofbitcoin.com. I do have 2 VIP trading communities. The first is the profit package. In the bull market, I give out a list. The top 7 coins swing trade every 7 days. Update that thing every Friday because Friday is payday, and I try to help my people make money in these markets. And then we also have the boss alert messages, $3.99 for 3 months, essentially $125, $135 a month. And this gets you unlimited market access, 24 hours support from our community, and also live market trading videos. I just released like a 16-minute dissertation to this group this morning where I gave them inside information that not inside information, but knowledge that I've obtained through my studies. If you don't know who I am, I got an MBA from one of the top universities in the world, a civil engineering degree from one of the top public universities in the world, and I've been in the financial markets for the better part of 20 years. I'm still a young guy. I plan on being on one of the wealthiest people known in telecommunications, financial telecommunications. But that's here, neither here nor there. Here we are today. And I have these 2 VIP trading communities. If you want to join either one of them, they are available to you on Boss of Bitcoin. Remember, we live in a cacostocracy. Remember that real value comes from whatever you choose to value, right? If you allow yourself to lose value to the US dollar, right? The US dollar loses you about 12% a year due to inflation because they keep printing more and more paper dollars to make up for the fact that now they're gonna have to print even more, because what they're not telling you is that this market cap right here, that market cap is $1.4 trillion. What CNN is yet to tell anybody is that, guess what? That $1.4 trillion came out of the dollar. You can't make it up, right? They are mutually exhaustive. As that number gets higher and higher and higher, guess what? More and more US dollars are going to need to be printed because they're no longer circulating on the US dollar economy. That is the switch that will inevitably create the downfall. Right? But people aren't even talking about that. They just think this money just appears out of nowhere, and no, that's a loss. You know what I'm saying? It's a balance sheet. That money left the economy forever, and we live on what's called, what do they call it? Spending, reserve spending, something like that. I don't know. Where they have to keep circulating the money forever to make it work, and it's really just a bad system. We have much better utilizations for financial capability right now. Blockchain technology is just the beginning of teaching people what the future can possibly look like. And if you want to see a video, I tell you to leave me a comment in the comments on these videos. So shout out to my man Peter. I will be doing a video on Matic this week. So anybody else that's hearing these words right now, if you want to see a coin, just leave it in the comments, shout it out. I respond to every single comment you guys leave me, as long as it's not no bot spamming people talking about they made $1 million on WhatsApp last week, right? So with that being said, everybody, thank you for watching. Holla at me on Boss of Bitcoin if you're trying to make some money, you're trying to get this bread, get this paper, get this cheddar with the boy BK. Come get it, let's go. And I got Matic coming from my man Peter a video or two from now. Shout out to the clowns and the puppets. You know what I'm saying? Scamming the world. Shout out to the inside CJBs, you know what I'm saying? Playing they big money games. And shout out to you. If you made it this far through this video, I certainly do appreciate you. I'm trying to do these live streams as often as possible. It's Wednesday night on the West Coast, about 2:30 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast, and your boy is live on the air. So if you appreciate that, I certainly appreciate you. Make it do what it do. Hit that thumbs up button for a player one time. With that being said, everybody, it's that time of the day. Signing out. Boss. Boy BK, no matter where you stay, Brazil to Bay, California, all the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Hit that thumbs up button for a player one time. Do that for me if you appreciate mine. Till we meet again. Stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.
Like a boss.
Huh.
Like